Hey guys, it's Kara from iStampin.com. Thanks for joining me on week 9 of 12 weeks of Christmas. I've got this fun little project for you using our clear tiny treat boxes. So I got this project when I was on stage last month in Atlanta. I attended a one-day workshop and they had these on our table. You can see that they're filled with little mints in there. The one that I got was a little bit different, so I wanted to change it up. I used the fun little image and stuff from Glamper Greetings. I don't know if y'all have seen this in our holiday catalog. It is going to carry over into the Occasions catalog, which will be coming out January 4th. So if you haven't gotten a chance to get it yet, you know, you still have time. The holiday catalog goes through January 3rd, but the great thing is this is going to carry over into the Occasions catalog, and it's just absolutely just the cutest thing. I used this before on one of my exclusive projects for my weekly newsletter. So if you haven't signed up for that, be sure to do that. You can just head on over to iStampin.com, and at the very top, that's where you just enter your name and email address to get that. But what I did is I used the Christmas tree and then Have a Happy Holiday to make this fun little tag just to put on top of this little treat box. So I'm going to show you how I did all this. I do have to say, in the sample, I used my, all-time favorite stitched shaped framelits, and I just realized today that they are non-orderable until mid-January. So for the sample that I'm going to make on video, I'm just going to go ahead and use our layering oval framelits. It's still going to be just as cute, but I just wanted to make that, make y'all aware of that even though you see me using the stitch shaped oval framelit, I won't be using that, and the reason why. All right, so the first thing that you're going to do is to get out a scrap piece of our shimmery white cardstock. I know you really can't tell it on camera, but it does have a nice little shimmer to it, which kind of gives it a neat little interest. And then you are going to get out the Christmas tree image and then also your archival basic black ink. I did some coloring with our blender pens, so when you do that, you do need to use an archival based ink so that the ink doesn't run. So you're just going to stamp the tree on the paper, and I always like to put my Stampin' Pierce mat behind my paper when I'm using the photopolymer stamps. It just gives it a really nice image. The colors that I use to color in the tree are Emerald Envy, Early Espresso, Cherry Cobbler, and Crushed Curry. And then you will need a blender pen. So this is how it works, or this is the blender pen. If you haven't seen this technique before, it's very easy and it's a lot of fun. So the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is, let's start off with the Christmas tree. So what I like to do is just to get my ink pad and I gently squeeze the top of the lid and the bottom of the pad together. And what that does is that creates a pool of ink in the very top of the lid. And so that's where I'm going to pick up my ink for my blender pen. So as you can see that the blender pen is kind of stained at the tip, but if you just get a scratch piece of paper, and it's a glycerin pen, and so you can see that even though the tip is stained, there's no color transfer on the scrap piece of paper. So I'm just going to gently pick up some color, and I'm going to come in and just color in the tree, staying in between the lines. And as you do this, you want to be gentle. You don't want to press too hard because your paper will have a tendency to pill. And so the color will eventually get lighter, and so you'll just keep picking up the color from the ink pad. And as it gets lighter, you can just come back and add more color to make it darker, things like that. Okay, and so then when you're done with that color, just get a scrap piece of paper and just scribble on it until the the pen runs clear, and then you can go on to your next color. So here I've got crushed curry, and so I'm going to use that to color in the star at the very top. And this is kind of a light color, so you may have to go over this a few times to get it as bright as you want. And just, it's such a fun technique. I'm not very good at coloring, but this is pretty much foolproof. Okay, then I'm using early espresso just to color in just that tiny little trunk from the tree. And then I use cherry cobbler to color in the pot where the tree is standing. Okay, so I'm just getting my ink. And then from here, I'm just going to use my oval layering framelits, and I'm going to cut this out. Whoops, I kind of went out of the lines there, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so again, just scribble on that till the color runs clear. And you see that it's double-sided, and you'll know when it's time to switch sides. Like this end, it's really, it doesn't allow, it's like kind of like flared, so it doesn't really allow me to get into the small corners. It kind of, so I know that that side is pretty much worn out. Okay. So I've got my layering oval framelits, and I think for this one I'm going to use the second smallest one right there. And then while you are cutting this out on your Big Shot, go ahead and get the matching scallop oval, and you're going to cut that out in crushed curry. So go ahead and cut both of those pieces out, and then we'll put these together. So this is what it's going to look like when it's all done. And I think in my sample, wherever that went, okay, I just used snail. I didn't pop this up on dimensionals. So it's going to go just like that. And then you're just going to get a scrap piece of paper and get our foam pad out again. And then we are going to stamp have a happy holiday, and I'm just using the basic black ink. And then what I did to create this banner is I just used my little personal trimmer, and I just cut it down and just notched the ends. It's really simple. And then what you're going to want to do is leave a little bit on the left hand side, because you can see here I attached an Emerald Envy enamel shape, and so you want to leave a little bit to be able to attach that on there. So this is what they look like, and I just went ahead and used one of the stars. Just thought that was cute to kind of go with the Christmas tree. And so you just see how I just notched that. And then you'll just use some dimensionals. Just use these little small ones from a paper pumpkin kit. And I just popped it up right there in the middle. And so we'll be almost done with our Christmas tag, and then we can get onto the box. And so I'm just going to just put that right there in the middle, or a little bit lower than the middle. So it looks like that. And then I'm just going to use our 1/16 handheld punch and just punch a hole right here at the top. And then we'll thread the basic, our Whisper White Baker's Twine through that at the end. Okay, then the next thing you're going to do is go ahead and get out a piece of your designer series paper. I have I have chosen this from the Presents and Pine Cones collection. This is just a really nice tone-on-tone cherry cobbler. And you're going to cut this down to 1 1/4 inches. Make sure I'm telling you that right. actually I was wrong. You're gonna cut this down to 1.5 inches by 9.25 inches. Sorry guys, I was sitting here talking to myself and I didn't realize I wasn't recording. So I've already scored this, but I'll go over this again. All right, so you've got your Simply Scored tool. Where you're gonna score is at 3/4 inches, and then we're gonna come at 2.5 inches. Then we're going to come to 4 5/8, and that is the hash mark right after the half mark. And then we're going to do 6 5/8, and then 8 5/8 right there. Okay. Now, when you are scoring your designer series paper, you don't want to score. You don't want to press down too hard because you could rip the paper, and I've got snail right there. So then just go ahead and fold on all the score marks. You should be able to do that just with your fingers. If you do need to get out your bone folder, go ahead. All right, so let's get out one of our boxes. So let's see, we get 16 in a box, or 16 in a package, I should say. And they're gonna come with a film on it, so you'll just peel that off. And it's really easy just to fold. So the way I do it is I fold the sides. I kind of go through and go ahead and like kind of fold on all the score marks. I find that makes it a little bit easier. So what you'll do is you'll fold the sides down, and then you'll come and you'll tuck, there's these little tabs, you'll tuck them underneath, and then you'll come in, and then that, whoops, this little tab here will fold underneath all of that. And then again, then you can just kind of manipulate the shape. So when you just like take your fingers, there we go. And so that's what's gonna look like closed. Now it looks like the little sample one that I got in Atlanta, they put a little piece of cardstock down in the bottom, which was a nice little touch. So I'll go ahead and do that too. So I just used thick Whisper White cardstock, and I cut this down just a hair smaller than 2 by 2. Okay, and so then what you'll do is you'll just fill it up with all your little goodies. You can fit, you know, some little mints in there, some like, you know, Hershey Kisses, that kind of thing. Here you can see they it's just some little Brock mints in there. Okay, so let's use our imagination that that's filled with candy. And then let's go ahead and bring in our box. And what you want to do is the little small tab, you're going to start this on one of the sides. And I already have snail on here because, like I said, I was doing this when I didn't realize that I wasn't recording. So I'm just going to start it right there and then just bring it all the way around. And then this tab is going to cover up that one. So again, let's just put some snail right there. And just match that. And so that's what it looks like. And so here you can see we can lift that up. Okay, so how I finished off this sample is using this beautiful Emerald Envy taffeta ribbon, and you can find that on page 20 of our holiday catalog. It comes in a combo pack of Cherry Cobbler and Emerald Envy, and guys, this ribbon is beautiful. It was so easy to tie this bow. I was just like, I was amazed. This was the first time using this ribbon, and oh my goodness, I wish I'd started using it earlier. I'm going to be using it on a ton of projects before Christmas. It just ties so easily, and if you struggle making bows, you got to get some of this. And so hopefully I can do this on camera and show you how easy and pretty it is to work with. Y'all see that? I mean, it just ties so pretty. Okay, and so then let's just cut our tails to the desired length. So here's the front of our box, and we can kind of like, you know, fix the bows, but that looks good. All right, so here I've got my tag again. I'm just going to use a piece of our baker's twine, and I'm just cutting off just one little segment. And I've already punched the hole, and then I'm just going to feed it through the hole. And what I did here is I'm just going to slip the baker's twine under the knot, and then just tie a knot a little loose because we want the tag to be able to dangle. And then I just kind of pull it a little bit, kind of tighten it. There we go. And then let me just go ahead and trim off these tails, and then we can hide the knot underneath the bow. Whoops. So what I like to do is just kind of slip it under. There we go. And so it's kind of hidden. So just a simple, cute little treat box that you can put fun little treats in for, you know, stocking stuffers, give them away to your neighbors, things like that. So just a fun little gift idea using the Glamper Greetings stamp set, and then our clear tiny treat boxes. And y'all know that all the supplies will be listed below. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. If you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and be sure to check back later this week for a few more projects. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.